Good evening. Just now, sometime before, we were talking about the global impact on the local economies and the geopolitical situation of the world. You all are aware. Almost there are clouds on the world economy. There may be war in next few months. In that situation, the world economy is in a very big trouble. And in this situation, Maharashtra is dare to dream for a trillion economy. And it is just because of the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who always dare to dream like a Samruddhi Highway, like a coastal way, and many more projects. Today, he is here with us. And I would like to ask him, sir, when you're having a dream for a trillion economy, what is the vision behind that?
In fact, if you look at the growth trajectory of Maharashtra for past 1 decade, barring the 2 COVID years, it has almost grown at the rate of 10%. And in any case, if we do the business usual, Maharashtra is going to achieve the target of becoming first subnational trillion-dollar economy by 2032. What we really want to do is to accelerate it and to move this date and the year to 2030. We want to make Maharashtra trillion-dollar economy by 2030. It has the potential to become a trillion-dollar economy because although the geopolitical situation seems a little difficult, but somehow I feel that as it is projected by all the global agencies, that India is a sweet spot, India is a bright spot, and I think in India, the brightest is Maharashtra. So I think we have been experiencing the same. While the growth rate of the entire world has slowed down, we are able to maintain our growth rate and the investments are pouring in. If you look at, the entire portfolio, so far as Maharashtra is concerned, in last 1 year, out of the entire FDI that came to India, 39% came to the state of Maharashtra. So we are the clear leaders. And I think now with the policy-led growth, which we have started, we have actually enacted 15-16 policies. And these policies will create ecosystem for the investors to invest in India. I feel today there is no dearth of investment. You only have to create the ecosystem, and that ecosystem is created in the state of Maharashtra. And I would like to just give you a hint that in next 2 to 3 days in Davos, I think you will see only Maharashtra, Maharashtra, Maharashtra.
Thank you, sir. Sir, when you talk about the numbers, $1 trillion, and you set a target of 2032, 2047, as an SME or MSME, how should I nurture myself or my mindset to meet the state's expectation? How should I develop myself?
First of all, we should understand that MSMEs are the backbone of our economy because they generate highest employment, and I think that they are also the backbone of big enterprises. And that is why even the government of India and the government of Maharashtra have been encouraging the MSMEs. The government of India has changed the definition of MSMEs so that they can scale up. But now is a time when we just do not look at the definition. See, I feel that in today's world, if anybody wants to scale up, the biggest thing which you require is capital. But I would say more than capital, you require credibility. Because today, huge capital inflow is available. The investor is looking at credibility. Is your plan bankable? Is your plan scalable? Is your plan marketable? These are 2-3 things which an investor sees. And also, from the government's perspective, the investors look at the stability of policy. There are, many governments in India who have been offering many incentives. Certain governments have offered incentives more than Maharashtra. But when an investor comes to me and he tells me that, look, this particular state has offered me more than Maharashtra, I just tell them that while investing, you look at balance sheet of a company with whom you are collaborating. Just look at the balance sheet of that state. Does it supports the incentives which they are offering? Will they be able to actually give you incentives? And then I show them Maharashtra's track record, and Maharashtra's track record is impeccable. Maharashtra has always delivered what it has promised. And I think that actually fructifies my investments. So I feel that in today's world, if your intent is right and your business plan is right, you can scale to any height. That investments are available. In fact, today I think all the funds are also looking at India. And I'll tell you the difference. When in 2014, I became chief minister, I was talking to many funds and they were showing a lot of interest, but something used to stuck. So finally, at the end, the investment wouldn't come. But now is the time I can see in last 2-3 years, especially in last 1 year, my experience is today all the global funds are not just coming, but they are actually investing. Every single meeting with a fund is totally fruitful, and I think we are able to, catch it. So for MSMEs, I would like to advise that today, if you have a proper plan and you have proper intent, you can scale up like anything.
So, when you are saying that Maharashtra is delivering every year and year by year we are growing, we are doing lots of MOUs every year at the Davos, and the CMO is having a structure to follow up the MOUs. So, what is the current situation? Last year we have done more than 2 lakh crore MOUs. So, what is the current status of that?
So I would just like to clarify. Last year it was not 2 lakh crore; it was 16 lakh crore.
Yeah.
We did MOUs worth 16 lakh crores, and we have created a tracking mechanism by which, ultimately MOU is an intent.
Yeah.
But to convert intent into actual investment, there are lot many things which you need to do, lot many steps you have to climb. So we have created a structure by which we ensure that we handhold every investor. Normally in India, if you look at the conversion rate of MOU, it has been historically 25 to 30%. So far as Maharashtra is concerned, it has been 50 to 55%. But so far as Davos is concerned, our rate of conversion has been 75 to 80%. So I think that almost every MOU is getting converted. Only those where the geopolitical situation mandated that they won't be able to invest. Only barring those MOUs, all the MOUs have been converted into investment. They are at different stages, and we have created a mechanism by which If the land is required, a land is allotted on priority, approvals are given on priority, and we actually interact with all of them. So I also conduct a meeting. I have a war room. That war room conducts a meeting whereby we troubleshoot every single MOU and every single investor. We interact with them. We troubleshoot, and I think the progress has been phenomenal. And now we are sure that we know the knack how to convert a MOU into investment.
Sir, as a Sakal, we observed Maharashtra's economy very closely for more than since the inception of Maharashtra. What, according to you, have improved genuinely Maharashtra's policy in last one decade?
I think, Maharashtra is reaping the fruits of the ecosystem which has been created in this country by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. See, the approach of government has changed, and the approach of global investor community has also changed towards India. And I think the only thing which we needed to do is to be part of that journey, and Maharashtra has become part of that journey. So today, I'll just tell you again one example. So in 2015, when I went to Japan, I could see huge interest in the Japanese investors to invest in India. I interacted with them. Everything went well. We actually exchanged MOU. But somehow I could feel that finally, the Japanese ultimately, they are the best investors. They are very genuine investors, but they take time. They have their own way to do the investment. So I used to feel that something is stopping them. But let me tell you now, in 2023, I was invited to Japan as a state guest, and I went there and I interacted with the investors. Now, nothing is stopping them. They are totally convinced that place to invest is India. I only have to convince them that in India, the place to invest is Maharashtra. So the larger story is written by the Prime Minister. We have to be part of that story, and we have to convince that the story begins in Maharashtra and the story ends in Maharashtra.
So here most of the people are representing their industries, and when you're dreaming for a 1 trillion economy for the state, each and everyone wish to be a part of that dream. So what is your suggestion, and what is the guidance to the industry, how we can be a part of that?
See, I will just like to tell how exciting is this time. So when we grew up, initially, who are the people to look up to in India? They were Tatas and Birlas. Then with Tatas and Birlas, Adanis and Ambanis also joined. But all these enterprises, took 40 years, 60 years to grow, to come to, this level. And you can name many. These are 4 representatives, but there are several. But today, the time is such that, somebody who is of the age of 22, 23, 24 enters into the startup ecosystem, and in 3-4 years, you see that the startup is now becoming a unicorn. So the journey which a big enterprise had to travel for 40 years or 30 years is now being traveled in 4 years and 5 years. And I think this is the opportunity which everyone should see. When the entire global community is looking at India, see, many times people say that China is far ahead of us. Yes, it may be that in several sectors China has grown well, they have done well. But I think now after traveling in entire globe, when I talk to the investors, let me be very frank that the global investors do not have faith in China. They have faith in India. They feel that their business and their intellectual property will be safe in India. And this is the opportunity, because we know that, in 20th century, capital was the biggest enabler. But in 21st century, more than capital, credibility is the biggest enabler. And that credibility is with India.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, last week while speaking in Pune, you mentioned that leaderships should foresee next 20 years. And if somebody is seeing how things will shape in next 20 years, that person is the leader. So the room here, the people sitting here are leading some of the industries, education institutions like other. So as a leader, how do you see the 20 years? What is the reason of that specific 20 years you mentioned?
You see, basically, one must understand what is changing in world, what is changing in market, and what is changing in lives. And just to tell you that today, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing every sphere of life. The way artificial intelligence is changing the entire business which we used to conduct is unimaginable. But I always say that, in India, when the computers came and the IT boom came, there were leaders who used to say, will this computer be able to feed us? So people were thinking that bringing computers to India is a disaster and this nation will be doomed. But it didn't happen. In fact, in the IT boom, we actually created a wave across the world. I think the same opportunity we have in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence tools are such which will increase our efficiency. They will bring more accountability and they will accelerate the entire business ecosystem. So now is a time when we should actually look at the solutions provided by artificial intelligence. And I think the Indians have very bright minds. And, when Mr. Satya Nadella was on his AI tour and he was in Mumbai, so he was talking about, the AI community, which is actually working on the platforms which they have created. And he said that in next 5 years, the biggest global community which will be working on AI on their platform will be the Indian community. It will surpass China, it will surpass US, it will surpass everybody. So I think this is the opportunity. And not just AI, you have to look at, all the changing technologies, the frontier technologies, and you have to adapt them. Ultimately, they are not here just to disrupt, but, they are here to give us opportunity to leapfrog. Because today, let's say we are becoming the world third largest economy. But to become second, to become first, as mandated by our Honorable Prime Minister, when we look at the Viksit Bharat by 2047, we have to be leaders in these technologies. Because these technologies will be revolutionizing every sphere. They will be revolutionizing manufacturing, they will be revolutionizing the service industries, the medical field, the education, every single thing. And you see, now why we should foresee today in the globalized world, when all the best education institutions from across the world, we have opened the doors for them by NEP 2020, and they are ready to come to India. We have now created a EduCity. in New Mumbai, which is near the New Mumbai airport, let's say 15 minutes from New Mumbai airport, where world's best top ranking 12 universities are coming. And I think we'll not stop at that. So tomorrow you'll see that all the students who were going to several countries, who were going to abroad to study, that similar ecosystem will be available with us. I think this is like seeing the future. You must have the institutions who understand future, who can foresee future, and who can create the future. So I think that is what exactly we are trying to do. I must also share you that we are also creating one innovation city near Mumbai. So this near New Mumbai airport, Edu City, Innovation City, Sports City, Medi City, GCC City. This will be an entire agglomeration which we will be creating, and this will create the future of India, not just Maharashtra. It will create around 3.5 million high-paid jobs, and it will revolutionize the entire economy of India and also of Maharashtra. So I think every leader has to look beyond, has to foresee what is happening, what is a new wave, how can I catch the new wave, and that's what we are trying to do.
So we have seen that every time when there is a change, you always adopted it and make the infrastructure to work on it. So you have created a Edu City, you have creating a innovation city. At the same time, you are creating a ecosystem for the data centers. So how those who are interested in Maharashtra for FDIs and other investment, how they can participate in?
See, just 5 years back, 7 years back, we used to hear that data is new oil, and then data has surpassed the cumulative value of oil. Now data is more valuable. All these things we used to talk about, we used to hear about. But now is a time where we actually need to act upon it. And I'm very happy that the biggest data center ecosystem has been created in Maharashtra, and now Maharashtra accounts for 60% of India's data center capacity. And we are going to enhance it. Now we are creating new areas where you will see more investments in data centers. Now data centers are also there are several types. So I think the most advanced data centers will also be built in the state of Maharashtra. For that you require power, you require some redundancies to be created. Especially nowadays, the data center requires green power. So all these things we have taken care of. We have created, new corridors to transfer the power to the data centers. We are trying to give them power at affordable rate, because power is the main ingredient which the data center requires, because the landing cable is already available in the state of Maharashtra. So I think that we have already become the data center capital of India, and will continue to do that.
In the last 12 months, sir, you are often talking about one specific project that I can't say that is a dream project, but this is the right audience where you should tell about the Vadhavan Port, because the way you presented in recent times that it will change the way Maharashtra works at this moment.
See, all of us know that all the developed economies have been maritime power. Today, our entire supply chain is dependent on the maritime ecosystem. And I would say that our King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the visionary king, he understood the power of maritime business. Earlier to that, the Chol dynasty, they understood what is the power of maritime economy. The same understanding now we can see with our Honorable Prime Minister, who started so many initiatives to create a robust maritime ecosystem. And today, with India Maritime Vision 2030 and India Maritime Amrutkal Vision 2047, India is going to become one of the biggest players in this entire maritime supply chain. And for that, if you look at India's economy, let's say Mumbai has been India's financial capital. It is mostly because the Mumbai port and the JNPT, these two ports have served us for a long time. Today, with a new terminal, the largest capacity in India is now with the JNPT port. It accounts for now 60% of the container traffic. But India required a new port, and Vadhavan was the place. I must tell you that the story of Vadhavan is that it is a very natural deep draft area where we can dock the largest vessel of the world. This Vadhavan was conceived in early 90s. But somehow, people, activists, rightly or wrongly, they went to the Supreme Court. And since the entire right of way was from Dahanu natural area, the Supreme Court did not allow it. Supreme Court made a Dahanu natural area committee, which was headed by honorable judge who was appointed by the Supreme Court. And they disallowed it, and then everything was shut. But I think there was no other area which was better than Vadhavan. So when I became chief minister, I again started looking at it, because I used to hear the stories कि Vadhavan hota to kya hota और Vadhavan ने ऐसा झालं असतं, all those type of stories. So I again look at it that what we can do. And then I created a team and I said, what are the challenges? So the team came back to me and they told me that the biggest challenge is entire right of way is from Dahanu natural area, and we are never going to get the permission here. So I said, then let us find out a new right of way. If it's only about the right of way, then let's find a new. And ultimately, for more than 1 year, we were actually trying to find out a new right of way. And finally, we found out a new right of way, which was through Little Deep Sea, and that right of way was totally outside the purview of Dahanu Natural Committee. And then we actually created a new entity, SPV, along with the central government, and we started, this work of Vadhavan. We had to go to the High Court, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court again appointed a committee. That committee took all the hearings for at least 1 year, and finally everybody gave approval. And now, at which scale we are, now we'll be working, that today we do not have any port which is amongst first 25 ports of world. So India, with such a vast sea border, it does not have any port which is amongst first 25 ports of world. But Vadhavan, once we build it, it will be amongst first 10 ports of world. So it is one of the biggest port, and it is 3 times bigger than JNPT. And now this Vadhavan can host the biggest vessel of the world. So Vadhavan is going to fuel our economy, not just for next 30 years, but I would say for next 100 years. Next 100 years, India's economy. Next 100 years, India's maritime supremacy. And next 100 years, the entire the ecosystem of supply chain will be actually fueled by the Vadhavan port. And I'm very happy that Honorable Prime Minister did the stone laying ceremony of foundation stone laying ceremony of Vadhavan, and the work is going on at tremendous pace. And in 3 years from now, the first phase of Vadhavan will be open.
So when we are talking about the infrastructure, we are getting a fabulous infrastructure. and soon we will have a missing link project for the Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. Yes, there are developments on the infrastructure level, but law and order is also a part of infrastructure. That is also important for the
Absolutely.
industry, and how you can assure to the industry for that.
I think you're absolutely right because you know industrial ecosystem thrives on good law and order, and fortunately, law and order in Maharashtra has been consistently well. There have been incidences, there have been times when people have blackmailed businesses, or people have disrupted the businesses. But our approach is no nonsense. So I would like to assure. Now we have created many avenues. I actually tell my SPs and CPs to talk to the business people. I tell them that don't expect that they will give you complaint. They have to conduct business there. Just understand what is their problem, and then you become the complainant, and troubleshoot whatever is happening. And I feel that today law and order situation in Maharashtra is very good, and I would like to assure you, anybody, be it from any political party, because I know there are many times small time leaders from political parties, they also tend to blackmail the industries. I'll tell you that in Pune I took first action on two people who belong to my party, and I put them in jail, and I applied makoka to them, and I gave a very strong signal. Only two were from my party, rest were from some other parties, but I wanted to give the signal. So now the signal is absolutely clear. Nobody will be tolerated, no one will be able to disrupt. And I would like to appeal to the business community that whoever troubles you, whoever creates a law and order situation, please get back to us. We'll ensure that the secrecy is maintained, and we'll ensure that proper care is taken about those people.
50+% of Maharashtra is urbanized. So recently 29 municipal corporation elections were held, and they trusted you largely. How you are going to balance the aspiration of urbanized people as well as rural Maharashtra?
I think one must understand that there is no conflict. In fact, for 70 years, we always thought that these two demands are conflicting. We must understand that if you look at the global growth trajectory, urbanization is inevitable. Every developed community has urbanized. For 70 years, we always felt that urbanization is something which is absolutely wrong. It is a sin, and we should stop urbanization. But we could never stop it. What happened in these 70 years is that every city witnessed migration. People from rural area came to the cities for education, for employment, and for healthcare, and also for entertainment. And cities grew. But since we did not have any mechanism to manage this urbanization, we can see that there are huge slums which were created because we did not provide housing. The water problem, the sewage problems were created because, in let's say 20 years, in 80 to 90 and 90 to 2000, these were two decades where urbanization was very rapid. And then it never stopped. First time, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji realized that now is a time when we just don't curse urbanization. We must understand that it is inevitable. We need to manage our urbanization. And he logically told that 65% of our GDP is actually created around the cities. And if we manage our urbanization well, we are going to grow at a faster pace. And he was the first person who actually, for the first time started investing in cities, whether it is Smart City, whether it is Amrut City, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Shahri, or several such initiatives were started. Investing in the infrastructure, investing in the social sector, investing in creating institutions, building institutions. So today, rapidly, our cities are changing. We have understood that for economic growth, you need to create robust cities. You need to create robust infrastructure. You need to bring ease of living. And that is what we have been trying to do. I would like to assure that in all these 29 municipal corporations of Maharashtra, which accounts for nearly 40 to 45% of Maharashtra's population, only these 29 towns, cities. So I think if we can change them, if we can make them more livable, we'll be able to not just change the lives of people, but we'll be able to contribute more to our economy.
Now, the last question is not a marketing, but how do you expect the global impact forum like platforms work in Maharashtra, or they should connect as a bridge between industry, policymakers like yours, and also with the bridge between the diaspora and Maharashtra?
I think, as you have rightly shown in your film, that this is not another platform or another conference or another conclave, but it needs to make a meaningful impact. And that impact, I think, can be through, connectivity. Ultimately, in today's world, people have to connect with the capital. People have to connect with the businesses. Connectivity is something which is going to give everybody opportunity. Today, all these entrepreneurs from Maharashtra who have come to Davos in this forum, I'm sure that they will make use of this time meaningfully, because I think Davos has nothing to see. Ultimately, there are certain places near Davos which have very beautiful scenic beauty, but people don't come to Davos for that. Davos is a place where businesses meet. It's like chowdi. It's like chowdi of businesses. So if we have everybody who has come to Davos must understand that here is an opportunity whereby you can think of scaling your business, you can think of entering into new venture, you can think of collaborating with somebody. And it's not just in Davos. In Davos, maybe you can get opportunity, you can get hint, you can get idea, which latter you can connect with the people, and which latter you can fructify. So I think this forum is very good. And if everybody who is participating makes most of it, I think it will have a real impact.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time, for your guidance, and let's have a big round of applause for the most visionary Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.